This is me in 2009, and this is me now. During your journey as a dancer, you will consistently encounter challenges that will put you at risk of failure. In the face of these challenges, you will have doubts about your technical skills, creative ideas, and self-worth. But the key to overcoming doubt and insecurity is obviously to be more confident. Like, it's that simple. But the truth is that any and everyone has the ability to become a confident dancer. Let's talk about how. If you've ever felt so unconfident that it's hard to watch yourself dance, I was the same way. When I started dancing, my family couldn't afford to put me into dance classes as regularly as the other kids. I'd save all my Christmas and birthday money to put myself into whatever classes or conventions I could afford. But because of those circumstances, I wasn't a very clean dancer, and my choreography pickup was weak. I didn't have as much practice dancing around others. Over time, I had grown extremely insecure about not just my cleanliness and pickup skills, but also my ability to do feminine movements like jazz funk or sexy choreographies. I was always told that feminine dancing just wasn't my strong suit, which always hurt my confidence, even though it was kind of true. But when I took a step back to think about why that was the case, I realized that most of my teachers and peers were very masculine dancers, which meant my foundations were more masculine, and I hadn't taken the time to develop feminine dance habits. So I summoned the courage to remedy this either out of frustration or sheer will, and started creating my own feminine choreographies at home and recording them. There weren't many YouTube tutorials and educational platforms like Steezy during that time, so I would just do my best without having much guidance. Most of my routines turned out pretty bad, but the more I created, the more I noticed what did and didn't work on my body. I had grown more aware that most of my movements and postures weren't actually as bad as I thought. They just needed some practice and adjustment. Confidence tip: study and appreciate your dancing. Week by week, month after month of this sort of self-teaching, studying, and taking the classes I could afford, I didn't just grow more confident in my feminine dance abilities. I had grown to be okay with watching myself dance. I wasn't blindly judging myself like I used to. I started observing and seeing my dancing for what it was, rather than feeling awkward and judging my entire performance as, that wasn't very good. And when I could afford to take in-person dance classes, I had noticed how much I had grown. If you can't watch yourself dance, you won't be able to develop the necessary objective observational skills to take yourself to the next level. When watching other people dance, it's easier to say, dang, their popping is really powerful. What did they do to get there? Or, whoa, they were able to make that super masculine move look feminine, sexy, and empowering. Can you watch yourself dance without self-judgment? We're always our own worst critics, so we need to put into practice objective observation. Do this. Anytime you have an appropriate opportunity to record and watch yourself dance, write down 2 things you liked about your dancing and 1 thing you want to grow in. That way, we get less in the habit of putting ourselves down and instead set ourselves up for having a growth mindset. Here's an example. Watching myself here, I'd say I like when she smiles and enjoys herself. It makes me want to dance too. I like from 27 to 31 seconds. The moves are super crisp. She can grow from taking her eyes off the ground and focusing more at the front or at body parts that are moving. It'll make her look much more confident. And I say write these down because you don't want to forget them. Take notes on a notepad or a note-taking app. In a few weeks or months, you'll go back to your old notes and notice that those things that you wanted to grow in had been grown into. And having clear benchmarks for your past wins and goals are vital for reminding yourself of your improvement, especially in times when it feels like you've become stagnant. And so, after years of training and developing my objective observational skills, I had grown to trust my body and my potential as a dancer. But I had bigger goals than just taking dance classes. I wanted to dance professionally. And when I got my first job as a dancer in a music video, that's when it hit me. Imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough to dance professionally. I'm not as beautiful as the other dancers. What if I mess up and embarrass myself? Who am I to think I deserve to be here? Most people could outperform, outdance, out-technique me anytime. I don't belong here. These thoughts all felt so real. Sometimes they still do. And I wish I could say something in me just clicked, like I turned into the dancer I was always made to be. Like some sort of dance movie. But I didn't. I just tried to dance while feeling like an imposter. And it sucks because I made those opportunities that I definitely earned feel undeserved. But I love to dance so much, and I still wanted to be a pro despite all of those lies in my head. So I kept showing up, kept auditioning for music videos, shows, anywhere that needed a dancer. And over time, something did click. There was a through line in every dance job I did. They always called for me to play a character. When I was a backup dancer for Daddy Yankee, I was supposed to be the sexiest, most confident person, but I didn't feel that way. When I choreographed for Wolf Tyler, the music felt soft, feminine, with some oomph. I'm not soft and feminine. But character. There was something there. Maybe I didn't feel like the most confident person on set, but what if my character did? If the song calls for me to be a baddie, can't I play the role of a baddie? The more I got into character, the easier it was to tell my imposter syndrome to shut up. I'm here to do a job, and I want to do it right. What worked for me is posturing myself like my character. This means facial expressions, physicality, mentality, even outfit. If I can embody the character in those areas, I can dance in character. Try this exercise with me. Use a mirror, your phone camera, webcam, just some sort of method of seeing yourself. Okay, you're going to posture yourself in 5 different ways to embody 5 different characters. Then, walk in character. First character, cocky. You're done with everyone's crap. You know what you're doing and they don't. Posture up. Now, let's walk across the floor in character.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First with the beamer, now
Great job. Next. You're overjoyed. You're like a kid getting the perfect present. Posture. Now walk. Okay, third character. Gloomy. You've just had the worst day of your life and you can't take it anymore. Posture. Okay, walk. Oof, that's a hard one. You really have to dig deep and be vulnerable. Let's change it up. Fourth character. Terrified. Your biggest phobia is in front of your face. You are freaked and you can barely move. Posture. Walk. Yes, use your eyes, your shoulders, your breath. Daniel Moulton talks about this in our Steezy video about facials and performance, so check that out after this video if you haven't already. Lastly, give me confident. You're not cocky. You're just content with who you are. You're at peace with your decisions and what is yet to come. You can put these and any other characters into action by playing music, posturing yourself, and dancing in character. Embody the dancer you want to be. Don't make it complicated. Just start with the posture. Some people call this fake it till you make it. Some call it acting. Whatever you call it, just know that you can be the dancer you want to be. Practice, try, and take courage. So many dancers, including myself, didn't grow up with the resources available to us today. And yet, we love dance so much that we still chose to show up for ourselves. Take a dance class. Take 10. If you don't have dance classes available in your area, take Steezy Studio. Steezy and I have created classes and curated a playlist of lessons specifically to help you grow more confident in your dancing. So, click the link in the description to sign up for a 7-day free trial. Thanks for watching. You've got this. You deserve this. Now make it happen.